Hello everyone. A very warm welcome to the second of our free Imperial Undergraduate Summer Schools Information webinar. I'm Betty Yu, Director of Professional Development and Summer Programs at Imperial Lifelong Learning. We're delighted to have you with us today. Please note that this webinar is being recorded and the recording will be made available to all registrants after the session. So if you miss anything or would like to revisit any part of the webinar, you'll be able to do so at your convenience. Whether you're joining us from the UK or from overseas, we hope this session will give you a clear insight into what makes our summer school such a unique and valuable opportunity for undergraduate students. Next slide, please. For those who may be less familiar with Imperial, we are a world-leading university specializing in science, technology, engineering, medicine, and business, often referred to as STEM-B. We are currently ranked second in the world and first in the UK and Europe in the 2026 QS World University Rankings. And I'm proud to say that we are being recognized globally for our academic excellence and innovation, and to be part of a truly vibrant international community based in the heart of London. Next slide, please. So today's session will begin with a brief overview of our summer schools offerings, followed by short introductions to 3 of our summer schools from the academic list joining us today. And they are Dr. Sunday Papaola on Integrated Space Science and Engineering, Dr. Jakub Rodzikowski on the future of food, and Dr. Petar Komushev on Design for Responsible Robotics. Each speaker will give a snapshot of what you can expect from the summer school. And after the introduction, we'll open the floor for a Q&A session. So please feel free to post your questions in the chat at any point during the webinar. But before we dive into the individual programs, let's start with a quick look at what the Imperial Undergraduate Summer Schools are all about. Next slide, please. So our summer schools are immersive 2 weeks learning experience designed for undergraduate students, preferably in the second year or above from the UK and around the world. And they focus on STEM-based subjects, and that's science, technology, engineering, medicine, and business areas where Imperial is recognized as a global leader. And you will also learn from leading academics, engage with cutting-edge research, and gain first-hand insights into the latest innovations and ideas shaping our world. And each program combines hands-on project-based learning with real-world challenges, giving you the chance to work in interdisciplinary teams while developing critical thinking, problem-solving, and collaboration skills. And you will also take part in a career planning workshop to explore career pathways, build employability skills, and prepare for your future. And beyond the classroom, you will experience students' life at our South Kensington campus, in one of London's most vibrant and historic districts, surrounded by world-famous museums. And of course, there's a social side to this as well, with organized activities, bringing together students from different summer schools, giving you the chance to build global friendships and explore some of London's iconic landmarks. Next slide, please. So as you can see from this slide, we offer a wide range of summer school for you to choose from. Today, our speakers highlight 3 of these programs. The remaining options will be explored in more detail in our last information session taking place on the 4th of March. So we will really encourage you to sign up if you would like to learn more. So whatever your interest or academic background, we're confident there's a program here that will both challenge and inspire you. Now that you've had an overview of opportunities our summer school offers, I'm delighted to introduce you to 3 of our summer school directors behind their programs. Each speaker will bring a wealth of expertise and insight, and they're here to give you a flavor of what you can expect from their summer school. So first, the Integrated Space Science and Engineering Summer School. And if you're looking to break into the space or high-tech industries, this is your chance to get hands-on with cutting-edge space technologies and develop the problem-solving skills employers are actively seeking. It's a program that can really make your CV stand out. And to tell you more, I'll hand over to Dr. Sunday Papaola, who's a research and teaching fellow in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. And over to you, Sunday.
Thank you very much, Betty. Welcome everybody to this program. I'm going to be talking to you about the Integrated Space Science and Engineering Summer School. As you know, space is all around us. Everybody wants to know about space. Every day you see, when you watch the news or you go to an event, everybody's talking about space. So it's good for you at your age to also learn about, and if you wanted to go into the profession. At Imperial, we are very, very fortunate to have the best experts in, to do with anything to do with space, whether from engineering departments or from computing or from physics. We're all here. And the experts that we don't have will bring people from other universities to come and support us. The ISSC program spanned over 2 weeks. And the first week, we divide into 3 pillars: fundamentals and the operations. Those are the 2 things you're going to be doing the first week. So take the fundamental, for example. We take you back to basic. We introduce space to you, its contents, and the downstream application. Everybody's talking about space. Why? Why is it needed? What exactly are we going to gain from it? We'll give you all that breakdown. And then we're going to take you to the planetary science, geology, and astrobiology behind that. You know, why is space so important? Why do we need to learn about space? And then all the things you've seen on TV, missions, rockets going up in the air, you know, up in space. Some of them are coming back, some of them are not coming back. We're going to tell you all the planning that's involved in that and the human factors. When people come back, are they themselves or are they not themselves? That kind of thing, we'll share all of that with you. And then we dive into some technical stuff in terms of satellite technology and orbital materials. These are new things, and there's new knowledge about all this area that we're going to share with you. Rockets and spacecraft technology, how they're made, how they're designed, how they're manufactured. And then we're going to go into space itself. You know, we do have quite a few space stations all over our space. We're going to dive into that and the health issue. People that are going to space and come back, how do they feel? What affects them? How do they prepare themselves? You know, all those information will be shared with you guys. And then space materials and mining. There's a fantastic opportunity in space for materials and mining. We've exhausted all the minings in the world for now. We're struggling to find enough materials, but fortunately enough, there's plenty of material in space. How do we explore that? How do we get them down into Earth, or how do we do anything with them? And then Earth observation, there's millions of satellites roaming the whole world. Their communication, their navigation, their surveillance for cameras or satellites, and the idea of AI. I will collect all this data into big data, and I will make sense of it. So you're going to be working with numbers, with data, and see how that data means something to you, or to how you basically work around that data to make sure you're able to communicate it to ordinary people. So that's the fundamental, and that goes on for about 3 to 4 days during the first week. And then some area where we don't have the expertise, like space history, policy, and law, we have people from London School of Economics that come and partner with us to come and teach on these. So they're going to tell you about the space history. I was watching a lot of space history on TV last night on channel 4, about 2 hours on space, and it was very, very interesting. So we'll bring that into the classroom for you so that you'll be able to learn from that. Safety is a big thing, not just on Earth, in space as well. Safety, security, resilience, and how is it sustainable or not? How long are we going to be able to do this thing? You're going to learn all those things. You're going to pick up so much knowledge on these to be able to do whatever you like with it, or go and do undergraduate with it, or do a master's, or do a PhD. And then we'll gradually come to space operation and logistics, which is complex. How they organize all these space missions, it's not straightforward at all. If any single thing goes wrong, the whole thing will be. I mean, we hear sometimes they say they want to launch a satellite and they prepare everything, and then the last minute, sorry, we can't because the weather have changed, or some spacecraft have located themselves in the wrong position and they don't want anything to collide. So all of those is very, very complex, and we'll teach you everything about that. And at the end of the day, commercial space. I'll give you 10 years. Every single one of us on this webinar will be interested in going to space, and it will be affordable by then. So space, commerce, economics of it, the marketing of it, again, you go behind how things are done in real life. We'll teach you that. And then you could see the pictures here. These circular or elliptical figure, it shows all our modules in terms of, different planets, basically. So you're going to walk through all these planets on the fundamental and the operation, and then you're going to end up on the project in the second week. So next slide, please. So the second week is when you put all the things you've learned in the first week. You're going to be working in group. This is not going to be just you. So if you decided, oh, your expertise from first week is to talk about mission or do some research about mission or satellite technology, you bring it into this second week. And we're going to get you to create a community in space. You're going to build a community in space. How are you going to find water? How are you going to find light? How are you going to, the accommodation modules, how are you going to build them? Are you going to build them on Earth and transport them? Or you're going to have a semi-stage somewhere on Mars or Moon somewhere and put them together there and then launch them to wherever you want to launch them to. Those kind of thinking, those creativity, those thinking outside the box. This is what you're going to learn in the second week. And then, obviously, we're going to get you to stand up and present your idea to us, group by group. Yeah? There's no competition or anything, and there's no right or wrong answer. But you're going to be presenting to people that have actually worked on missions in space. So it's not people that have actually done it, they've been there, they know everything that they're talking about. And if you do say something wrong, we're able to correct you, we're able to impact knowledge into you, and we're able to make sure that then you learn a lot from it. So it's a very, very impactful 2-week course. It's never boring. We did it last year. Those students are still in touch with me now. They want to continue to learn more, and they come from all over the world, not just from the UK or Europe, whatever. Students come from all over the world to attend this course. So I will encourage you to register for this course and look forward to see all of you in a couple of months' time. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Sunday. We can leave the questions towards the end for a student to ask. I mean, it sounds absolutely fascinating. Even I hear so much about like space explorations on TV, on the news, and I can imagine you can learn so much from the summer school, and you can kind of relate that next time when I watch the news. Actually, I know about that. So thank you so much for a kind of brief outline of this amazing summer school. So next is the future of food, innovations for a healthier, more resilient planet summer school. If you're passionate about solving global challenges like climate change and food security, this program will give you practical skills in sustainable proteins and future food systems. It is a real stepping stone into careers in food tech, biotech, and sustainability. And I'm really pleased to introduce you to Dr. Jakub Rodzikowski, who is a culinary education designer and also a senior teaching fellow in the Department of Chemistry, and who will tell you more about this, another amazing summer school. And over to you, Jakub.
Hi, everyone. The summer school, the Future of Food Summer School, this is a collaborative project between what I run at Imperial, which is the Chemical Kitchen, and the Bezos Center for Sustainable Protein. And basically, what we want to address during the summer school, we want you to address the summer school, is the global food challenge. So right now there is a widely unknown massive crisis, which is driven by climate change and the need for nutritional security globally. And this program aims to build your skill set for careers in sustainable biotech innovation. So basically, bridge the gap between scientific discovery and executable venture ideas that address these global food challenges. So the first thing that in week one that we will talk about is what is the global food challenge. We will invite experts from different places, so from our university, from other universities, and also from institutes such as the Good Food Institute to talk about what are the main challenges to the food system currently. We will then dive a little bit deeper into what the Bezos Center does. So we will talk about alternative protein, so how we can create protein for food in a more sustainable way. We'll talk about plant-based protein, fermentation-direct protein, and also cell-cultivated protein. After which we will kind of transition more to what the Bezos Center does at Imperial mostly, which is microbial food innovation, how we can use precision fermentation and metabolic engineering to create the new foods. With this kind of foundation of how the foods can be created innovatively and sustainably, we will take kind of a step back and look how actually these products, or how the scientists like to call it biomass, are actually transformed into food. So we will have hands-on sessions that will kind of deconstruct how flavor is constructed, how we engineer the foods, how we prototype new foods, and you will hear from experts both on how humans perceive flavor, but also how to apply these kind of insights into design work. We also do a deep dive into sustainability and how to use something like life cycle analysis to actually not just say this is more sustainable because we think so, but actually put real numbers and hard science behind the innovations to actually prove that these are innovations that can solve the global food challenge. What we will do in week 2, so if I could go to the next slide, we will try to transform this knowledge through a project that will solve a live industry challenge. So we'll invite industry partners to set a challenge, and you will work in teams to solve it. So we will have practical sessions where you will be able to conceptualize your innovation, maybe do some prototypes in a kitchen that people would be able to taste, and then consider how we can actually transition the food made in the lab to market, how we can de-risk, scale, how to actually get money for food tech ventures. We will explore how to tell stories with your data to maybe non-expert audiences, like people who might fund your innovation, or people who might be the people who eat your innovation. We will do a dive into policy and regulation, so we'll understand what the safety standards, regulatory landscape is, what the policy frameworks are that kind of must drive, kind of inform the way you innovate. And at the end, we will have a final showcase where your team will present your idea to a panel of experts, and you will have a chance to win the project prize for the best project. So in general, this is a comprehensive program where we will tell you what the particular challenges about the food system are, what the science is doing to address them, how you can translate these into products that people want to eat, and then how you can scale this idea, or how we can actually start implementing this idea in a real world scenario where nothing comes from nothing. You need to get funding. You need to how would you say? You need to comply with regulations, with policy, and you actually need to make people interested in the product you do, even though they might not know much about the global food challenge or how to solve it. Yeah, so that's what we are inviting you to participate in. If you have any questions, please ask them, and I'm happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Jakob. I mean, that opportunity to be able to kind of prototype a new sustainable food in your chemical kitchen facility sounds absolutely fun and exciting to me. And I'm pretty sure the any students who sign up to this will have a memorable experience with the summer school. So thank you, Jakob, again for introducing it. So finally, we have the design for responsible robotics summer school. And if you're excited about robotics, AI, or emerging technologies, this hands-on program develops both technical and creative skills, helping you design technologies that are ethical, responsible, and ready for the real world. It gives you a competitive edge in robotics, AI, and innovation-driven careers. And to share more, I'll hand over to Dr. Petr Komushev, who's an associate professor in robotics at the Dyson School of Design Engineering, and he will tell you more about this another amazing summer school. And Petr, over to you.
Thank you very much, Betty, and hi everyone. So I teach robotics and I develop robots, and I try to bring my passion to robots and AI to the students in the classroom, and also hopefully to those of you who will sign up for this summer school. So we are going to be starting with some foundations of robotics. So some really fundamental building blocks like robot kinematics, robot dynamics, which is about modeling very precisely the movement of robots. But also things like cobots, which is about collaborative robots. So there we have human-robot collaboration, human-robot interaction, and also teams of robots working together with human counterparts. Also, we'll be looking at some more recent developments in both hardware and software. And you know, in general, you can think of responsible robotics as the robotics counterpart of responsible AI. So a lot of issues like safety and security, and in particular, in the context of robotics, we have physical interactions, so physical safety becomes very, very important. So we'll be discussing all of these topics. And even more excitingly, we will bring actual real robots. So in the three images at the bottom of this slide, you can see some examples of research robots that we have in our labs. So we will bring them to show them to you, and you will have the opportunity to interact and understand better how they are designed, how they are driven, you know, what sensors and actuators they use, what degrees of freedom they have. So you will explore this kind of physical human-robot interaction via those demos and workshops that we will conduct. Also, we are going to cover a lot of AI topics. So some you know, state-of-the-art machine learning approaches. We'll mention things like imitation learning, reinforcement learning, self-supervised machine learning, which are, you know, going beyond the scope of robotics. And you also learn some more transferable knowledge in other things like design tools and creative thinking approaches. We are also going to run a more engaging robot ethics debate, where we are going to debate some really fundamental issues. Maybe some of you are familiar with the laws of robotics by Isaac Asimov. So that is a great starting point for this debate. And we also discuss different advantages and disadvantages of autonomous robots, and what are, for example, the unfair edges or advantages they have over humans. And then on the right-hand side here on this slide, you can see a list of learning objectives that we have for this summer school. So as I mentioned, some of those skills that you will learn are really transferable. So creative thinking approaches, design tools approaches, also learning about leadership styles. So they go way beyond the scope of pure robotics and AI. Some of the experience you will gain will help you to practice communication skills. also working in groups. And we're also going to touch upon some academic research directions. So for those of you who are aspiring to go into academia, I think that would be a great opportunity. So can we go to the next slide, please? Okay. So in the second week, we're going to have a lot of hands-on sessions. So including bringing, real physical robots and also having some small-scale desktop suitable physical setups that you can use to build some simple prototypes. And even though they might be small scale, they're still going to cover the full range of aspects that you need to consider when you're designing and prototyping such systems. So it's not only about the mechanical design, but also the electronics, also about the software inside, the interaction with the humans. So things like human factors and human behavior have to be taken into account, as well as considerations about the ethical, let's say, effects of the things that you design and build. You will be working in groups, and then each group will have opportunity to present what they have built to a panel of experts. And I think we're going to have some healthy competition. So we'll have some awards for the best teams. You will be practicing everything that you will have learned from the first week, and hopefully you will leave inspired and apply all of these transferable skills in your own practice after the school. Okay, I think more or less that sums it up.
Thank you very much, Peter. I mean, this sounds again another amazing opportunity for students to be able to build kind of small scale prototypes, build small scale robots during the summer school. And I think this is an opportunity not to be missed, definitely. So I'd like to say a big thank you to all our speakers for the overviews. As you've seen that each of our summer schools offers a unique opportunity to deep dive into some of the pressing global challenges area, gain practical skills, transferable skills, and connect with experts in the field. So I would now like to open the floor to your questions. Whether you are curious about the program content, the application process, accommodation, or anything else, feel free to ask and we're here to help. So please pop your questions into the Q&A box and we'll answer as many as we can. So over to you, Nick, who will facilitate the Q&A session.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Betty. So wonderful hearing from the academics. Very passionate. All sounds extraordinarily exciting. Very jealous. I can't attend myself. But we do have a few more general questions that will be more for the summer schools team to begin with. And then from there, I'll go into asking the academics the individual questions, just so that we can get these general ones through. And then we can find out a little bit more about each individual summer school. So firstly, so will a letter of recommendation be provided at the end of the summer school that will help with admissions for postgraduates in top universities? It's probably best for Betty, you.
Yeah, so I'll answer this question. So we do not normally provide letter of recommendation because it's such a short time frame of study here. But what I would suggest is do mention your summer school experience in your application to put any kind of postgraduate study in any other top university, because I do know that we have students in last year's summer school, when they did that, they actually got the place in the at the university, and actually also one of the students even got a job with a big company as well by mentioning their attendance at one of our Imperial undergraduate summer schools.
Just to add to that, will they get a certificate to show that they've attended this course? I think that's very.
Yeah, they will get a certificate of completion at the end of the summer school, and you will also get a digital document in the form of a transcript stating the your project score, which you can, for many of our students, you can take this document back to your home university to recognize for credits as well.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Betty. Next, just wondering about applying for accommodation. Will further information be released closer to July? And is it possible to commute from home or somewhere else with your, is it possible to not stay on campus?
Ulrika, do you want to answer that question, or do you want me to answer?
You're muted.
Okay, so basically, you will receive information about our halls of residence booking once you have applied and accepted onto one of our summer school. If you are, you don't have to stay on campus. If you can commute as well from home, so it's not a requirement. And if it is not too far for you to commute, you feel free to do so. But you will receive any students who apply on any of our summer school and accepted and have paid for a summer school as well. They will receive a link to book our halls of residence accommodation.
Great. Thanks, Betty. Nothing else you wanted to add, Ulrika? All good? Cool. Okay, so I'm currently studying in a non-English speaking country and therefore need to submit an English proficiency test result. May I ask, what is the deadline for the application since I haven't taken my English test yet? Also, would it be possible to submit my application without the English test score to secure a place and then provide the English test result later once it's available?
So it's sort of, we don't have an application deadline. It's a first come, first service. So first come, first service. So what I would suggest you do is that you apply for it and then communicate with the administrator who is looking after the summer school and explain when you can give them the test results of your English.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And just a follow-up question about accommodation. Is the price of the halls of residence included in the summer hall? Is the price of the hall included in the summer course, or is this separate?
The fee for the summer school, there is no accommodation is included.
Brilliant. Thank you. So if we are students currently studying in India, do we need IELTS/TOEFL? I'm a British citizen residing in India.
I would say no, because you are already kind of in a kind of English speaking background, so you don't need that.
Cool. Is there an English foundation or pre-sessional language course available during the summer before the summer school if I don't meet the English test requirement?
So I would say that this year we haven't, but we are planning a pre-sessional language course next year.
Cool. And one more about the accommodation. Do we get a discount for the Imperial College campus accommodation booking if we attend your summer school?
Yes, I believe that we are having that we will be able to offer you a discount for it. And that will be sent and how you, because it will be a code that you need to apply it with. But we will send that to you.
Thank you. Will this summer school help in applying for Imperial postgrads?
I would say yes, definitely. As I mentioned early on, we have students like last year attend our summer school. They mentioned about this having attended our summer school here, and then they actually got accepted offer a place for postgraduate one of the master degree at Imperial. So it does help.
Thanks very much, Betty. I have a question for Jakub. With regard to the future of food, what is the prize for winning?
I'm not sure. I think we haven't decided yet. There will be a prize. Maybe you can tell us what were the prizes historically for other summer schools, because I'm sure they do have best project prizes as well, correct?
Yes, and I'd say that Betty is probably the better person to answer that question.
So in the past, our prizes are normally like a imperial imperial branded prize. It can be anything from a kind of, let me see, a special. I think Ulrika will actually know. Actually, you will know what the prize we normally give out.
So it sort of depends, but they're all imperial branded, and it could be anything from we have had caps in the past, we've had travel mugs, we've had yes, that's key rings. Yes, we've had key rings. Everyone gets the key rings. A little funny, yeah, but it sort of depends a little bit, but it will be something imperial branded.
Great, thank you very much. Cool. Okay, on to some of the questions for the academics, because you've been sitting around and I know you're very keen to speak about your programs. So we'll start with Petar on this. So what would you say some of the key learning outcomes you aim for students to achieve, and how do you go about balancing theoretical teaching with hands-on activities?
Okay, yeah, I think it might be helpful if you can bring up the slide again, like I had the slide with learning outcomes, just to remind everyone. So in general, theory and practice, it's always to go side by side, right? So even in my own teaching, I try to intertwine the two. So normally the physical sessions, which are with the live robots, like for example, the robot in the bottom left corner, that red robot that you can see is one of our robots we use for teaching. So that one, we actually have step-by-step lab session where we introduce the robot kinematics and dynamics and the robot controller, and we let the students actually experience firsthand the controllers by physically, moving the robot arm and feeling the force and the torque that it can produce. So when we describe things like, robot impedance control, admittance control, and other compliance control schemes, it's really beneficial to actually touch the robot and feel how the controller actually works. And yeah, we try to do those things together. So theory and practice always best work together. And then, yeah, I mentioned already about the practical workshops that we have, which is more small scale, small size, more manageable within a small group of students. So that is, mostly practice, just applying the knowledge you have learned during the summer school, and then trying to achieve some result, within a small group. I hope that answers the question.
Well, that does. Sunday, would you like me to repeat the question before you answer? Or
That's fine. That's fine. I've got a question. Thank you. Thank you very much. For us, we have about 8 or 9 learning outcome of what you will achieve when you finish this course. Ability to apply advanced knowledge and skills. In other words, some of the knowledge you're going to gain on this course will really put you in a separate level in terms of space knowledge. You also be able to drive innovation and learn how to do a lot of problem solving. We teach a lot of theory in the first week, but the second week is so practical. And you'll be able to take every single thing that you've learned in the first week and find some application with it in the second week, whatever way. If you don't, we'll pick it up from your group to say you have not applied these things that you've learned in the first week. Fostering collaboration and teamwork. Again, you graduate from Imperial, you go into industry. Majority of students don't end up working on themselves, they end up working in a team. We're going to teach you how to collaborate, how to work in a team. It's very, very important, because working in isolation these days, it doesn't work. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you're still working in a team. So we'll do that. And then the effective communication, as I've said earlier, at the end of each day, in the first week, at the end of each day, in the second week, your group are going to stand up for about 5-10 minutes and make a presentation of what you've learned that day, of what you've designed that day, of what you've built that day. And we're going to get the opportunity to throw a question at you, and you're going to be in a position to actually reply to those questions. And then overall, over the 2 weeks, you're going to develop a leadership capability, which is going to be very, very important for you as you go, whether you go and do masters or PhD or undergraduate, to be able to be in a position of leadership, to be able to lead a group, make decisions. It's all very, very important, and we'll teach you how to do that, especially in relation to space sectors. Engage in ethical and responsible practices. As you know, space is a very diceful sector at the moment. Everybody's just doing their thing. There's no rules and regulations set yet. But how do we do it ethically? How do we make sure you're in a position to make responsible decisions going forward? And then, for you to really benefit from this, we're going to teach you an entrepreneurship mindset and upskill your culture and your knowledge about space generally. Because if you design something and you're not able to sell it, you're not going to go anywhere. So we're going to teach you how to really put things on the table and convince me that that's the thing that is going to win the situation, to say the least. And then finally, the design and management proficiency. Yeah, it's okay to be able to design something. If you're not able to manage it, if you're not going to produce something that is sustainable, or if you're not able to present something, even though it's not quite finished yet, if you're not able to present it in the way it is at the moment and tell us what else you need to do to actually perfect it, those are some of the things we're gonna teach you. So by the time you finish this 2 weeks course, you will know you've learned something, and you'll be a different person. If you're not, I'll be very surprised.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Sunday. Jakub, would you like me to repeat the answer, the question, or have you got
please.
it?
No, please.
Cool. So the question was, what are the key learning outcomes you aim for your students to achieve? And through this, how do you balance theoretical teaching with hands-on or lab-based activities?
Yeah, I think the key what we want you to learn is to understand the complexity of the global food challenge, and understand what is the cutting edge research in terms of how we can address this challenge, and how to actually show that we are addressing this challenge with these solutions. And I think the other key thing is actually how you marry this theoretical grounding with ability to translate it into real world scenarios. So there's the second part of the course where you will do a project as a response to an industry challenge, and consider how this theory, or how these methods that you have learned about in the theoretical part, how they can be applied to this challenge, how you can actually produce food through these methods that consumers will want to take, and how to translate this idea into something which you can convert into a venture that will actually transition from the theory or the kind of speculation into a real world scenario where you can have the impact. So it's very much about understanding the current landscape, but also how to translate the insights from that and new ideas that you will have into a real application.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So we have a couple more general questions that have come through in the chat. So firstly, actually, this one is not general. This is related to one of our summer skills. So Betty, you're probably best to answer this one. I saw some Python skills are required for data science and AI program. Is JavaScript and Java also okay for the program? If not, I can start learning Python from now.
I would say if you already have Java or JavaScript, I think that will help. Definitely learning Python will help as well. But I think if you already have that JavaScript background, it shouldn't take you long to learn Python. And we will expect students will have a kind of a kind of minimum understanding of kind of coding skills. To be able to join the data science and AI, because the project will require coding here for this particular summer school.
Thank you. Just another one, but I can answer this. Could you please provide the content for Design Engineering for Innovation Summer School, like today's content for other summer schools in the slides? So Design Engineering for Innovation will be participating in our final information session, which occurs on the 4th of March. I'll include a link in the chat shortly so that you can sign up for that, and they'll be discussing that on the 4th of March. Two more questions from the chat. How many students do you normally have in each group, and what will be the timings of the summer school?
So unlike many other universities, we limit our summer school to a maximum of 50 students. For the Future of Food one, I think we only limit to 30. I mean, the main reason is that so that we can offer a more kind of personalized, high quality learning experience, particularly with close interaction with our leading academics here. So, so I do encourage you, because of the maximum capacity that we have on our summer school, I do encourage you to apply early to try to secure a place on it.
Thank you very much, Betty. And this is an extended question. I'm currently majoring in M-Pharm second year and wondering it might take a few more years till my graduation. Would this summer school certificate still be valid if I apply during the post-graduation after a few years? So I think they're wondering if they did summer school now, will the certificate still be relevant when applying for a postgrad in a few years?
Yeah, I can answer that. Yes, it will, because the certificate is to really kind of demonstrate your participation on a summer school, and the digital document or transcript that you will also receive is also to demonstrate that you have successfully kind of completed the project element of the summer school. I do encourage you to, I mean, don't have to wait till you graduate to join the summer school, because what you will find on most of our summer school is that you are actually being able to take away a lot of the transferable skills in terms of like critical thinking, problem solving skills, professional skills in communications, leadership skills, team building skills. All these will be very beneficial for you even during your current undergraduate study.
Okay, thank you very much. And back to the academics. We'll run it in the same order as last time. So Petar, and then Sunday, and then Jakub. So how would you say that your program supports students who may be a bit uncertain about their future direction within STEM? And also, what would you say sets your summer school apart in terms of supporting undergraduates with their academic and career development? So a bit of a double-barreled question for you again.
Okay, yeah. Well, regarding the first part, I think since in particular the School for Responsible Robotics, it's basically hosted in the Dyson School of Design Engineering. And in our department, we cover very broadly many different disciplines in many different areas. So if you are really unsure in which direction you want to go, I think this is very suitable, because you can get a taste of many different things, disciplines like mechanical design, electronic design, coding, creative thinking, innovation, entrepreneurship, sustainability, all sorts of topics, are in the mix. They will be covered to some extent. So I think that will help you to basically figure out what area you like more, and then later you can try to specialize. What was the second half of the question?
Second half of the question is, what would you say sets your summer school apart in terms of supporting attendees with their academic and career development?
Yeah, I think some of the material that we'll be teaching is, state-of-the-art academic type of material. So that will give you a flavor of what, being an academic could be like, and what kind of, artifacts you'll be, expected to produce, and what kind of data you'll be working with. So that could be helpful, partially at least. Yeah, I'm sure the other summer schools will have other things to contribute to that. Yeah. Yeah.
Really, thank you, Sunday.
Right. Can you just remind me of the first question again?
Yeah, the first question was, how does the program support students who may be uncertain about their future direction within STEM?
Yeah, I mean, if you come to Imperial College, you're definitely in a STEM university. So you have the opportunity to explore in your first few years to see which one you really. I've seen students starting from mechanical engineering for undergraduate, and then they go and do masters in civil, and then there'll be the aerodynamics in a PhD. So you have the opportunity to be able to look around and see where you fit in. But in terms of civil engineering, which is where I'm based, yes, I mean, we touch on everything. Now we're doing civil engineering structure with AI. So we're working with all my colleagues on the platform here to try and see how we put AI and also environment into our curriculum. Climate change is a big thing going on now that everybody is looking for solution for, and we incorporate that into all our syllabus generally. So if you're at Imperial, by the time you finish, you know where you need to be. There's no question about that. You find your stable direction. There's no question about that. And we have a lot of tutors. When you come in, you are given a personal tutor that will be able to help you with your career decisions. And if you have any problem, they'll be able to advise you as you go along. In terms of the integrated space science and engineering, I can guarantee you, after Trump, you go into any news item, after talking about President Trump, the next thing they'll talk about is space. Everybody is talking about space. And for you to develop your ability, your proficiency, and be able to be in a group of people and they're talking about space, or even though if you're not talking about space, you introduce space into the conversation, everybody will respect you. So come to Imperial College and gain that knowledge.
Fantastic. I think that kind of answers the second question, but if you want me to ask it again, just in case, what sets your summer school apart from in terms of supporting undergraduates or attendees in general with their academic and career development? I think you kind of answered it, but if you want to say anything else.
Well, for me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, as I said, I mean, this is the module that we haven't really introduced into our course yet. So this is a beginning of things we're trying to build on. Hopefully, by the time we finish 2-3 years, we're going to have a full-time MSc course and even a PhD, many PhD students working on these space challenge, space professional area. So for me, it's going to set you apart. There's no question about that. So this is something new. Not many people know about space. So you're going to be one of the few people that are actually very, very well knowledgeable about space. So come for 2 weeks. Come on, have a taste. And then once you get that 2 weeks taste on any of our summer school, you won't want to go back.
Brilliant. Thanks very much. And Jakub, so how does your program support attendees who may be uncertain about their future direction within STEM? And then what sets your summer school apart in terms of supporting them with their academic and career development?
Yeah, so I think the answer to both questions is pretty much the same, because we will have the kind of disciplinary content about global food challenge, sustainable protein, and the global food challenge can be addressed in many different ways, not only for sustainable protein. So you will get this kind of deeper understanding of it, or even admittedly the solution kind of that we will heavy explore will be more unidirectional. And then the second part of the course, which will be more about applying and conveying your ideas to real world challenges, that's applicable across any discipline. So even though the topic will be, how to use sustainable protein to solve a global food challenge, the way of working or the methods of exploring how to transfer your ideas into real world impact, they're universal across disciplines. So they will be valuable even if you don't choose to kind of pursue a career in sustainable protein.
Brilliant. Thank you. We are running towards the end of our time, but I think we have time for one more for the academics. So I think you've sort of answered this, but I think in your own words, what do you see as the most significant long-term benefit attendees will gain from coming to your summer school? Peter.
I would say a glimpse into the near future where robots are ubiquitous everywhere in our daily life, and AI has infiltrated all aspects of everything we do.
Brilliant. Sunday? Yeah, Sunday.
For me, you will be able to learn how to be creative, how to think in a group, your teamwork, ideas will gonna really be, polished up, and also your project management skill. And we're looking at area which people haven't really looked at it before, space. You could project manage things on heart, on your family, your university, but you're programming something that is away from you. It is very challenging. And that's some of the things you're going to pick up when you come to us for 2 weeks.
Perfect. Thank you. And Jakub?
Could you repeat the question just so I'm sure to answer?
Yeah, of course. So what do you see as the most significant long-term benefit attendees will gain from coming to your summer school?
Yeah, I think, you will come from your undergraduate studies before you choose what to do next with your career. I think this will in a way enable you to make a more informed decision on what you want to pursue in the future. Do you want to go more into research, academia? Do you actually want to have crazy ideas that you want to try to implement for starting a startup? So in a way, it will immerse you in the real world of challenges, and I think it will let you make a better decision about what to do next.
Fantastic. That is the end of my questions. Thank you so much for all of those, you three. That was fantastic. And I'll hand back over to Betty now to wrap up.
Thank you, Nick, for facilitating the Q&A. I just also want to mention that although we mentioned these are kind of undergraduate summer school, we do welcome postgraduate or PhD or even graduate students to join as well. Actually, we do have postgrad students or recent graduate coming onto the summer school, because this is just a fantastic learning experience that can even help them in their career. So even if you are a postgrad or PhD or even recent graduate, do feel free to apply as well. So I just want to kind of wrap up by saying that whether you're looking to kind of enrich your academic journey or explore future careers paths, or even experience a world-class learning environment, there is something on our undergraduate summer school. It does offer a fantastic opportunity for you to take the next step. And to find out more about our other summer schools that we haven't covered today, you can join our final upcoming information session on the 4th of March. You can also watch a recording of our previous session from the 21st of January, which is also available on our website. The recording for this session today will also be made available on our summer school website. You will find all the full details along with registration information for all sessions and programs on our website as well. So finally, I want to say a huge thank you to all our speakers for sharing their insights. And to all of you for joining us today. We can't wait to welcome you to Imperial this summer and to see you explore, learn, and connect in what promises to be an unforgettable experience. And that concludes our session today. And thank you again. And we look forward to seeing you soon at one of our summer schools. So thank you very much.